In 1924, a German researcher by the name Otto Warburg discovered something that was very revolutionary, and it earned him actually a Nobel Prize at that time. And 100 years later, this discovery, nobody outside the laboratory knows about it, while it is very critical in the management and the treatment of cancer. Today we will change that you will be able to know what this and its impact on cancer. So, what if I told you this evening that cancer has its own metabolic signature? Tumours, whatever type, wherever they grow, they have one thing in common, and this is addiction to glucose use. So cancer cells have a high affinity for using glucose, and they eat sugar not because they have to, but because they have learned that it gives them a survival advantage better than the normal body cells. So this allows them to multiply faster and also create an environment that helps overcome the normal body control mechanism. We will learn how as we move on. So this is the Warburg effect, and by the end of this video, you understand it well enough that in your daily lifestyle, you will know how to make choices that will starve the precancerous cells and even before they become cancerous. So that is protective to you. So my name is Dr. Nderitu. I'm a family physician, and I have interest in cancer prevention and treatment, and also public health. And in this video, we'll be talking about the effect of this Warburg effect, and it will help you be able to control precancerous cells before they have a negative impact on your body. So, how do cells make energy? In normal circumstances, your body cells land on something that we call ATP. This is the adenosine triphosphate, the main source of energy in your body. And this is like a rechargeable battery in your body, where it is an efficient way. The body recharges its energy through this battery in a process that we call oxidative phosphorylation. So what happens in the cell, specifically in what we call the mitochondria, which is the energy building organelle in the cell, is that you will find that this is where oxygen is broken down, and it is used to help build energy for your cells, and it's an extraordinarily efficient system. So one molecule of glucose, which is, as we know, glucose is the main source of energy, and especially of specific cells like the brain, produces about 96 molecules of energy ATP using this process of oxidative phosphorylation. Now, what do cancer cells do differently? Even when they have plenty of oxygen, cancer cells abandon that ATP phosphorylation process and use another aerobic process, which is very inefficient, using the process of glycolysis. And it is rapid, it is wasteful, and only produces 2 molecules of ATP for glucose. And this also generates lactic as a waste product for these cancer cells. This is aerobic glycolysis, or this is what we call the Warburg effect, that use of alternative way of getting energy rather than using the ordinary ATP phosphorylation. So what would make these cancer cells use this wasteful process to produce their energy needs? Now, this is the brilliance of the cancer cells, and this is where the danger is for you and your metabolism. Now, cancer is not trying to run efficiently. So these cells want to multiply very fast. And so glycolysis, despite being energy wasting, is an inefficient system, and it produces the building block for the cancer cells for rapid replication because they need to multiply very fast. And so this helps the cancer cells to produce the amino acid for the proteins and the nucleotides for DNA for the cancer cells, and also this produces lipids for the new cell membranes for the cancer cells. And this is Warburg effect. Is not a flaw, it is the cancer logic which helps these cells multiply very fast. So it is the cancer growth strategy, that wasteful process of using glycolysis as the source of energy for the cancer cell. So more than that, the lactic produced during this process makes the environment of this fast multiplying cell acidic, and this makes it impossible for the immune cells like T lymphocytes, your body cancer killers, to be able to survive in this acidic microenvironment. What does this imply? The environment is hostile to the normal immune cells, and so this protects these abnormal cells from attack by the normal body protective mechanism. And so the cancer cells are able to survive using this metabolic waste of lactate, and this becomes a very ruthless system and a very protective system for the cancer cells. So let's look at the effect of all this. So when you are investigating cancer, we use what we call the PET scans. And what makes the Warburg effect is not just the theory, but it has been proved by the use of these PET scans. When we need to diagnose cancer, then we inject into the body radioactive glucose. This glucose is called the fluorodeoxyglucose, FDG. It is injected into the body, and what happens is that where these actively multiplying cells are, they have a high affinity for glucose. And so what happens? They accumulate this FDG at very high rates, and those tissues light up very bright on the scan, and they are able to be detected. And you can see where in the PET scan where they are growing, multiplying cells. And so you are able to make a diagnosis that are these cancer cells multiplying. So that helps in diagnosis. So they grow brightly and they grow disproportionately. And because they are consuming glucose up to 200 times more than the normal cells, then they take the glucose at a very high concentration, and this is what we call the Warburg effect, and it is used to diagnose where cells are aggressively multiplying and be able to diagnose the presence of cancer in various body parts. So this, it's taken like a whole body scan, and you can see the different parts where the cancer cells are multiplying in all the regions of the body, and this will be able to help you diagnose where there is active multiplication of the cancer cells. So there is a research that was published in a 2024 journal which confirmed that the glycolytic phenotypes, tumors with the highest glucose consumption rates, are associated with the significantly worse patient survival, especially the lung cancer and the triple negative breast cancer. And the more the aggressive the Warburg effect, the more aggressive the cancer. And so now you understand why. There was a 2024 review in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences that showed that elevated lactate and acidic pH within the tumor and microenvironment impair the T cells, the body immune cells functioning, and they reprogram the macrophages, also another subset of immune protective cells from the cancer killing, and then these become cancer supporting cells. So cancer uses its metabolic waste to reprogram your immune system so that it does not eliminate the cells, but your immune system supports the cancer cells. And this is a very sophisticated system that helps the cancer cells survive in your body at your detriment. So now let's look at obesity and its connection to this Warburg effect. When you have obesity, there is a research that was published in the PMC journal in 2024. And this was a comprehensive review that showed that inhibition of the Warburg effect and they found that obesity and the cancer connection was very unmistakably very clear.